PLC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from the company Audeze. And this is a little different from what you'd normally find coming from this company, which usually produces some amazing headphones. But in this case, you have instead a speakerphone. This is called the Audeze Filter, and it is a wireless Bluetooth conference speakerphone with AI noise reduction. And what that means is, well, it's a speakerphone, so it'll work on any device that offers Bluetooth 5.0 or Bluetooth in general support for wireless or for wired USB-C or A devices for microphone and headphone connectivity, or in this case, speaker connectivity. So this device is going to be your main hub for communication involving phone calls or conference calls with colleagues or fellow students, friends, family, anything where you'd need a speakerphone for. But what makes this special is the AI that they build into this that's supposed to be able to reduce the noise around your environment, to clean it up and focus on just the voice of the person in front of it or around it, depending on which mode you have it set to. And it does this using beamforming sound. It has a beamforming mic in there that offers multiple degree options that you can choose or click through to customize your experience to exactly the situation you might find yourself in. So let's say you're at home and you're on a conference call with some of your colleagues, maybe your boss, and there's a lot of noise going around in the house. Say there's barking dogs, babies crying, traffic going by with honking horns. Maybe you have a son that's off in one of the other rooms that's getting a little too excited with his drum set while you're trying to focus on work. This supposedly should be able to block out all of that noise and focus on just you. And using that beamforming technology and that AI, you're able to switch between 70, 90, or 105 degrees, and that's going to be how that's focusing on you sitting in front of you. So it could be 70, 90, or 105 degrees. So if you want it just to focus on you and cancel everything out, you're going to pick 70. If there's two of you, or you just want a little bit more freedom to move around, you'd set it to 90. If there's multiple people, then you'd set it to 105. Or you can turn it off, and that gives you 360 degree coverage with the beamforming microphone minus the AI. And that would be a situation where you'd want to capture everything in your environment and not just your voice. And of course it's Audeze, so beamforming microphone, that's cool, but it wouldn't be Audeze if the speaker inside wasn't planar magnetic. All of their headphones are, mostly, planar magnetic, and this company is very well known for their planar magnetic speakers or headphones or, well, just planar magnetics. They are very well known for that, and it really helps to build upon the footprint that makes Audeze so special. And of course, the company has integrated that into the speakerphone as well. So you have a beamforming microphone and a planar magnetic speaker that's specifically tuned to help deliver clean and crisp audio so that you can hear the other end of whoever you're speaking with just as well as they can hear you. Offering a range between 300 Hz and 20 kHz, it provides a volume range between 85 and 118 decibels of clean audio. So you can crank that so that everybody else in the room can hear the conversation without it bleeding through to, the microphone. So the other end's not going to hear you cranking that speaker, even though it's all built into a small little unit. And you have two ways of controlling the settings. You have touch-sensitive buttons that are built right into the unit itself, and you have app control as well, using your mobile device or Windows, and you can browse through all your settings and control them from there instead of having to touch them on the speakerphone. Although it's pretty user-friendly, being that everything's right there already. It has 10 feet of Bluetooth range when you're using it for wireless, and really it's just a perfect, ideal item that you'd want to bring with you when you're on vacation or on a business trip and or around the house and you feel that you're going to be spending a lot of time on the phone or in conference calls and you need crisp, clean, non-interrupted audio to whoever you're speaking with. It's about the size of a cell phone and it's not heavy at all. It's like 200 and something grams. So it's light, it's about half a pound, maybe less, but it's just great for portability, and especially if you're using mobile devices such as a laptop or your smartphone or a tablet and you just want to keep everything simple, all you need to do is bring that device and this and you're ready to go. And then you have your MSRP, which is $249. It isn't exactly cheap, but it isn't exactly cheap at the same time when you kind of considered materials and features and everything else. So you are paying for a premium product, therefore it is a premium price. But $249 should be a reasonable price if it gets the job done as well as it claims to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open this up, we're going to see what it looks like, see what it comes with, and then we're going to hook it up and see what it sounds like. And the speakerphone itself is in a nice pleather pouch here to keep it protected with, but it also just looks good, just as well as it's going to do a great job of protecting this thing. It's magnetic in terms of the flaps. You just open it up, slide it in and out, and shove this into your bag, your purse, your backpack, your briefcase, your luggage. In addition to that, you have some simple accessories here, and by simple I mean just a few. For one, you seem to have a cool miniature mouse pad, probably just for it to sit on so you're not scratching it up. And then you have a USB cable with a USB-A adapter here. It's USB-C to USB-C cable. But again, they give you an adapter here, so that way you can also go to USB-A if your device doesn't have USB-C. Now the speakerphone, as mentioned, is about the size of a smartphone. It's small. And for an example, I have a Samsung S23 Ultra right here, which is a relatively large phone. This is about as big as they get, about as big as some of your larger iPhones or Samsung Galaxy Notes that have been on the market. But you can see it's smaller than that, so it's pretty much the size, if you're familiar with one, of something like a Galaxy 23 Plus or anything Plus for that matter. So that's about what this will run you in size. It's really compact, really easy to just slide in somewhere. Even if you don't want to use this, make it even more mobile, just slide this into your pocket. It doesn't take up a lot of space. But of course, with a $250 price tag, you probably want to use the case just to make sure it's safe. You have some rubber feet here, as well as, I would have assumed rubber feet on here since it'll operate at an angle, but I guess not. No rubber feet there. Or any kind of a strip here. But you do have rubber feet at the bottom of the base. So what will happen is you can lay it flat, or you can control the direction of which it's facing you in, so that way you always have it pointing at your ears. And you can adjust it as needed, and the rubber feet just prevent it from sliding around. Or you can use that little mouse pad and put it on there for some extra added protection so you're not scratching this up. You have a button here on the side, or on the bottom, however you want to look at this, which is used to turn it on and off. You have your 6 touch-sensitive buttons right here on the face, which gives you complete access to all the options that this has to offer. You have this top one right here. This is pretty much represented by a microphone with a field, or a couple field options in there. This is what you're choosing for your beamforming sound settings. So your 90, your 70, your 90, your 105 degrees are off, 360. And then you have your noise cancellation. This is for noise reduction. You can choose the level of noise reduction that you want to flip between to determine what's going to give you the best sound, depending on how noisy your environment might be. Right here, it's quiet, so you probably wouldn't even use it since this is a controlled atmosphere, but we'll change that in just a moment. You have volume up and down. This is just to take the volume of the speakerphone up and down. You have a mic mute button, which mutes your microphone. And then you have the Audeze logo here, which is just the A. It's pretty much your play pause button, which could get confusing if you haven't used this for a while. You might forget what that's for. But that's to play or pause if you're listening to music, or if you're accepting a phone call, or to hang up a phone call, that's what you would touch to do so. Of course, you probably won't be using this too much for music. This is more for conference or phone calls more than anything else, especially since the range begins around 300 hertz, so you're not getting any of those deep lows or anything because it's not meant for that. It's meant for crisp clarity on your mids and highs more than anything else. But you have the option, and you can use that as your play pause button. And then if you open it up here, there's a little rubber piece here that's kind of covering a port, so you might not even know it's there unless you're looking at the instructions. But if you pull this out, you give way to a USB-C connection, and your cable would come out of this and into your device, and that is how you'd use this as a USB-connected speakerphone. Wireless, wired, plenty of options. Let's give it a listen to see what it actually sounds like. What we're going to do is we're going to hook it up to this laptop that's conveniently placed right here in front of me, and we're going to record some audio. Okay, so what we've done is we've connected this to the computer here, this laptop, and we have now connected it as USB. Just because it's convenient, might as well just do USB. Again, it can do Bluetooth as well if you want to go that route. It offers Bluetooth 5.0 with all of the supported codecs for Bluetooth 5.0. But in this case, again, we're using USB so we can get the utmost quality to see what we can get in best case scenario. And I have already tested this out some a little bit in terms of listening to some music. Again, is just as what I thought. It's not made for music. It is a small, tiny speaker that has a really good range for mids and highs, but it's missing those lows. So you're not really going to be doing much unless you're just looking for some distracting background noise. But again, it's 300 hertz to 20 kilohertz of sound, so that's going to be your limitation there, is using it for music. But again, it's not meant for that. It's meant for speaking, just talking heads, voices, vocals, someone you're talking to. And so in this case, I just pulled up, since I was listening to music earlier, but we don't exactly have the rights to play back that music online, so we're just going to play an old video. Here's some from other international water space. So right now I'm just playing another Audeze video we've done, covering their LCD1 audiophile headphones. $399. It's crisp, it's clear.
High price point, which puts them in the range of brands like Hi-Fi Man.
I can hear everything just fine, and if I'm in a conversation with somebody, it's exactly what I want to hear, is that focus of the voice more than anything else. But of course, we're also wanting to know how we're going to sound to them with all these wonderful features. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the isolation, or just the beamforming sound.
Beamforming wide, medium, narrow.
So I'm going to set it to narrow, so it's just focused on me at this point. So anything else that's going on in here, it's not going to hear. And I have this connected to some of the software here. I just have it set up in the settings to record to that software. We're also going to turn
noise suppression low.
We're going to put that noise suppression on, or reduction, and we're going to play some distracting noises. In fact, we're going to do something irritating, and we're going to play just a sound of a bunch of horns going on. So this is what's going to sound like when there's a bunch of traffic outside your home or office, and let's just say, obviously, that traffic is backed up. We could have used a crying baby or a barking dog, but it's all the same, right? So we have all this noise happening in my background now, and you can hear it in this microphone. But are you going to hear it on this one? And that is what we are mostly worried about, is will the other person hear it? So let's go ahead and give a listen of what it would sound like in the laptop. So now you were listening to it with noise suppression set on low. You were hearing this microphone right here, not this one. And just to give you an example, we're going to switch back to this one so you know that I haven't turned off the annoying noises. And they've got this speaker pointing directly at me, so just to make sure that this microphone's going to hear it all. Now we're going to switch back to this again. And now you're listening to this, and we're going to put noise suppression on medium. So this is what it sounds like when it's on medium, to help suppress some of those noises even further. And now we're going to set it to high, and now it's in high. So now you're getting rid of all those sounds, hopefully, completely, if you wasn't already getting rid of those sounds to begin with. And now we're going to open up some of that beamforming sound. Well, actually, we're going to turn it off. This is what you're going to hear with beamforming off. Now beamforming wide. Now you have 105 degrees, so you're picking up a little bit more around me, which you, again, wouldn't unless you have multiple people. Now we're in medium, so it's a little bit tighter of a beam, but if I just want a little bit more of a stage presence over here, I have that. And again, it's better to keep it low in my situation since it's pointing directly at me. So this is what it sounds like. All these annoying horns going off in here, which is incredibly distracting, but I'm staying on put here, or on track. This is the Audeze filter speakerphone. So if you are at work and people are annoying the crud out of you, like if we keep the doors open to the studio here so everybody outside at their desk can hear this, whoever they're speaking to at least wouldn't hear it. Not as much as they would. It would drive them nuts, but it wouldn't drive whoever they're talking to nuts, which is important. So we're going to turn off these sounds. So there you have it. That is the Audeze filter. It is a Bluetooth portable, or portable Bluetooth conference speakerphone with AI noise reduction. And it's great for mobile use. It's very friendly, and it sounds great. So you're going to hear whoever you're speaking to very crisp, very clearly, a lot like as you would find in some of the other companies that offer similar solutions like this. But this one is the smallest that we've worked with so far, very compact and very formidable, since it does a great job of noise suppression and crisp, clear audio, which of course is important. And I'm sure you've You can tell I'm still talking to you via this speaker, so that way you know exactly what it sounds like. I figured it'd be best just to close it up since it's sitting right here, and this is what we want to focus on anyway. So again, Audeze Filter, portable Bluetooth conference center or conference speakerphone with AI noise reduction. $250. It is available now. We'll have links in the description as well as a full review at POCnetwork.net later on once we've used it a little bit more, so it's not just myself who has played with it, but a few others as well, so we can get any kind of ideas of what we like or don't like about it into the story. Again, that's going to be at POCnetwork.net. It'll also be available in the description with a link once it's available. If you liked what you've seen here, don't forget to subscribe and follow us as we got a lot more videos to come. And of course, like this to let us know that this specific video was one of your favorites. And also take advantage of the comment section below in case you have any questions, comments, or anything else you'd like to share with us, with others, or even the manufacturer if they are watching. As always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.